Hey, board gamers, BJ from Board Game Gumbo here, back in the Gumbo Pot. It's another episode of Gumbo Live, episode number 139. Gumbo Live is the #1 Facebook Live talk show in Manchester, Connecticut, dedicated to board gaming. Our special guest tonight, we've got the Brandt, my old buddy, Brandt Sanderson, host of the Right Brain Rollers podcast. Steve will probably have a little link to his podcast in the show notes, but you can find it anywhere, iTunes, all those different places. We'll be talking about some spicy hot games tonight. We'll also play a game together, so get ready. And we're going to talk about the Dice Tower nominations, which just came out. A hot thing to talk about. A couple of quick show notes before I bring the brand in. Hit us up on social media, on Twitter or on Facebook at Board Game Gumbo, and we'll be looking for your questions in the chat crew. But enough blather. Let's get right to our special guest. See if I can get him in here. There he is.
Hey!
It's the Brandt. He's a podcaster. He's a board gamer. He's a teacher. He's a leader. He's a volunteerer. He's a dice towerer. He's a Marvel championser. He's the Brandt. Welcome in, Brandt.
Hey, thank you so much. Wow, I'm a lot of ers.
Yeah, I started to run out there for a second, but I mean, I could have kept going on. I could have kept going on. He's the Fleet the Dicerer.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
That is such a great game.
I still run into people that play Fleet the Dice game, and the first thing that pops in people's minds are, "Oh, that's the Brandt's game."
That's right. Man, I played that game with everybody I possibly could. It came into our store like January 2nd of 2019, I think, or 2018. It's hard to remember which year it was. And I just brought it with me everywhere I went, taught every single person, hoping like within a calendar year, I could teach as many people as possible, you know?
The Brandt, I know who you are. In fact, I'm wearing, just for you, nice. I'm wearing Dice Tower Con 2017, which is, I think, the first time you and I met, if I remember right.
That's correct.
Yeah, yep. 2017. So I said, you know what, I'm going to wear the shirt as a remember. But there may be some people that haven't met you before at PAX U or one of the other conventions that you go to, or maybe not at the Portal Gaming Store, which is, I know, your place. Tell people, who is the Brandt? Why is he on my show tonight?
Sure. I guess I like games a lot, so I really like to talk, and I put the two together. I like to talk about games. So before the Right Brain Rollers podcast, which is brand new, I did a podcast for many, many years called the Portal Gaming Podcast, which was a direct product of our store, the Portal. And I did that one for a lot of years, and I ended up kind of being solo in that podcast, but it was a member of the Dice Tower Network. And eventually I just didn't want to be by myself anymore.
Is it officially over, the Portal Games podcast?
It's over. Yep. The Portal Game podcast is over.
Hey, that's Wayne checking in. Wayne is from that area maybe originally, but he lives down in Tampa, does the Beans and Dice podcast. If you ever get a chance, if you like sports talk shows, you like those kind of,
sure,
radio things.
Yeah.
Wayne and the crew down there in Tampa have a board game talk show where they get people calling in each week. It's a hoot. If you ever get a chance on Thursday nights, it's really neat. We've got Time Roller checking in. Hey, what's up, Time Roller? And Time Roller, check my stuff on Twitch and make sure I have the right name. He always corrects me when I don't have the right title on the Twitch thing. But the Brandt, so Portal Gaming Podcast is going away, even though my very favorite podcast episode of all podcast episodes, I think you know where I'm going with that one.
I know exactly what episode it is. It's our drive home from Gen Con.
It's the best. Steve, I'm telling you, when you and Larry, or you and who was the other one, the photographer?
Larry and Brian.
Or Brian. Yeah, but one time you did it with Gary, I think.
Oh yeah, Gary Pope was with us too.
Yeah, Gary Pope. It's like stream of consciousness. Every game you guys played at Gen Con. Where did that come up with? Where did y'all come up with that idea?
It's a long drive home. So we drive to Indianapolis, and it's no joke. It's probably like 12 and a half if you never stop. But I don't know, on those long trips, you think you're stopping for 5 and 10 minutes, but it's always 20 minutes, or 30 minutes. So it takes about 14 hours to get there.
14 hours.
Yeah. And it's 14 hours to get home. So once we kind of get out of the city, we just, take the recorder and hit play, and we just start talking about whatever we can come up with. And with three of us, like you said, it just stays in a stream of consciousness because somebody can always come up with things. Brian's good usually like having his phone out with an app that tells us everything we played. So we go Tuesday when we get there through Sunday, and we just cover 6 days of playing games. And
I got to shout out to some people. Shout out to Jack and Steph who are watching this from Dallas, Texas. What's up? Thank y'all for checking in. Wayne's from a place called Fairfield, Connecticut. Or sorry, you went to college there. Are you familiar with that one?
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm familiar with there's like 160 towns in Connecticut, so it's not very big.
Mr. Wickster checking in. Hey, I'm gonna see Chad pretty soon for the BGG spring. Any chance you're going to BGG?
I am not. I'm not traveling a lot this year.
You're too busy with your brand new venture, right?
Yeah.
So tell us about it. What is the Right Brain Rollers podcast? How did that get started?
Sure. So the Right Brain Rollers podcast is a board game podcast, and it is myself and Eric Summer of the Dice Tower. Of course, the Dice Tower podcast is also no more.
That's right.
Sadly, I think they made 750 episodes, so it was not a short affair. And yeah, and Eric actually moved. He's from Connecticut, so I don't know if people know that. So Tom was down in Miami, and Eric was up here in Connecticut, but he wasn't super close to our store, but he made a move during the pandemic. And now he's pretty darn close to Manchester, Connecticut.
Oh, nice.
So we started kind of meeting up regularly. I was like, hey, what games do you have to review? Let's just get them played. And once the Dice Tower podcast ended, went on for several months, I was like, you really should do audio reviews again, because Eric and I both really like the audio review format. Like, there's definitely something to seeing a game, but there's something to describing the game to people, and you're really describing your feelings about the game. And so we decided to start up a podcast. So there's 2 episodes out. The 3rd one comes out tomorrow morning, as though we planned.
Ooh, can you give us a little spoiler? What are we expecting for tomorrow?
Yeah, so the main review that we're doing. So the way we do the show is we have a little opening, and then we each review 2 games, and then we let the D12 of fate decide what we talk about. So we have a matrix of topics. We roll the D12 of fate, and we get a topic that eventually we're going to have filled by listeners, but we've kind of pre-filled that in. And then finally we do a doubles review. So the 2 of us review a game that we played together. Okay. So tomorrow's episode, our doubles review is The Wolves by Pandasaurus Games.
Oh, I like that game.
So we'll give a review of that. And then my favorite part is the end of the episode. We give the useless information of the week.
And they're always funny, but there's like 300 of them or something.
Oh, we got a lot of useless info. So
and that's another dice roll.
That's right. We roll again.
So where did the Right Brain Rollers come from? Are you guys both left-handed? Is that
we are left-handed?
Okay.
So that's where that comes from. Yeah. And you could probably see a raccoon here, although it's that is Rocket Raccoon. And then if I dodge out of the way, there's many Rocket Raccoons here. There's a raccoon here. There's a raccoon. Somebody drew me. I'm kind of into raccoons.
Okay, I got it.
This one's a drawing here. So the raccoon is our mascot. So that's what we have there, the Right Brain Rollers with the raccoon. So,
and you're into the Marvel Champions universe. It's Marvel Champions, right? The card game.
Yeah. There's the box there for Mutant Genesis, which was
you do a lot of broadcasting on that too. Tell us about that.
I do. So actually, I have my own YouTube channel, which is Step Into the Portal. It's funny that one is named The Portal because it was for the store, but it is now my own channel, and I decided not to change the name. Like, it was a good name, so I stuck with it. So the store owner who had it gave the channel over to me, so I'm not associated with the store, even though it has the store name in it. The Portal, which is our store there, and I still work at the store, and we're still good friends. There's nothing like the podcast ended and the thing, but it's all on good terms. It just made sense to be less associated with the store.
But you're still going to do the Marvel Champions broadcast then, right?
Yeah. So I play Marvel Champions a whole bunch. I really like to show off a lot of people play Marvel Champions. A lot of the channels that you'll find kind of dedicated to that play it solo. But to me, it is an absolute amazing multiplayer experience. It just has a big barrier of entry.
Yeah.
So the tricky part is you don't really want your first game to be with 4 players and 3 hours long, because that's not an enjoyable experience. But we try to show off the multiplayer game and show off the cooperative, because when you get to the level of cooperation in those style games, it's unbelievable. People played the game 1,000 times each.
My experience, I played it I guess about 3 times now. And my problem is that the game works so much better if you really are not even thinking about the rules of the game at all. You're just getting into thematics of the card play. But for me, a guy that'll play it once every 6 months, and I don't really remember, I have to get taught again. I'm watching these guys, and they're just flipping cards and doing stuff and making combos, and I'm going, man, what's happening in the next phase? So I always struggle. It's a game. It's I almost want to call it a lifestyle game, because if you play it to really enjoy the game, you need to play it a lot. But if you do, it is so much fun to watch. It's so thematic. There's that buildup and the tension when you're trying to defeat the original baddie, and then it flips over to become a strong one. Or you have to do it twice,
like a video game. You knock it down, but it gets back up again.
That's what it is soon. So, yeah, I like that Marvel Champions. And how often? When do you broadcast that? If anybody's interested in that part.
So we were regular, but my ability to go live with other people got away from me. So we're a little bit irregular now. I've been doing some Monday morning games. I've been playing super early. And then I film the games with 4 players, and then I just post them on the channel later.
Okay.
So that's what I've been doing right now.
I think this is Sean Fletcher from Disney Sorcerer's Arena.
Oh yeah, that is, yes.
Hey,
he's from Manchester.
Sean's originally from right where the portal was. By the way, if you haven't played Sorcerer's Arena, I tell anybody, if you like skirmish games and you like Disney, it's a good one. Make sure you get it. Sure. Make sure you get a chance to play it. So
the portal actually, the town I'm in right now is East Hampton, Connecticut. I'm south of Manchester, and this is actually where the portal started. So Sean is saying, the portal 15 years before it opened, but actually it existed here. The owners from this town, the old owner and the current owner from the town I live in, and they got an opportunity to connect with a toy store, dollhouse, and train store. And so they combined the game store into like a hobby store. And that store, the Time Machine, is amazing. You should see the train layout. It's like going back to 1950. It's unbelievable, the size of train layout they have there.
You'll learn something new every day. Hey, Sean, in the fall, let's get you on the show, because I like the game a lot, and I love Disney, so we'll have a lot to talk about. And spoiler alert, I was on the Meepletown podcast, and I might have mentioned a little bit about Disney Sorcerer Arena. So Epic Alliances, if anybody hasn't played that, that's a cool game. Hey, we got our buddy Steve that's down in the chat, and we've got some things to talk about. Oh, he does say he remembers going to see the trains back in the day. So that's pretty cool. Let's get Steve checking in. There he is, the Name Father.
Hey, everybody. Hey, Brandt, welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you. Welcome as well.
Yeah, welcome to the show, Steve. So a little thing happened today that I think we should talk about. Let me see if I can get up real quick. There we go. Is that working? All right. Can you guys see that?
Yes, indeed.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, good. So the Brandt, you and I used to be involved in the Dice Tower nominations, the awards, right? And you're kind of on that committee, and you had a big announcement today with Steve, with Tom and Z. Almost said Steve, with Tom and Z making the announcements. Tell the people who may not be familiar with the Dice Tower Awards, what's that all about?
Sure. So the Dice Tower Awards, were before me, before you as well, but we've been on the committee being part of Dice Tower. I kind of head up the committee behind the scenes, I guess is what I would say. I mean, Tom's obviously.
You really are.
Tom basically, or obviously, is the head of the whole thing, but it's basically do everything and then let me know when we get to those. But anyway, the point isn't to take credit. So the Dice Tower Awards, we're a committee of.
I know how much work you do, so kudos to you, because you do. It's a lot of math. But the good thing is you like math.
I do love math. It is.
You can call it Dice Tower Awards here, but we know where the Dice Foundation of the Dice Tower is for this.
That's right. That's right.
So yeah, I'm hoping that the trophies will be known as the Branties soon. So we'll see.
I do like that. That would be good.
Yeah, and then you have to change it so that people could have a BGOT, right? You'd have to put the Branties out in front, and then somebody.
That's right.
Yep, and we need the Spiel des Jahres in there somewhere. Yeah, it can get complicated, but
sure.
So the nominations are out today, and then the committee over the next couple of months is going to play those games, right? And then we'll vote on them in the summer. And when is the award going to be announced? I think.
It's at Gen Con this year. Yep, live at Gen Con. It's 7:00 on Thursday night on the big stage in the big room. So that should be really exciting. And I believe Tom said it today, every nominee has a seat available for them. So anybody who wants to show up, and obviously Gen Con is a big event, so it's a good place for publishers and designers and artists and graphic designers and everybody involved in the games. There's so many people now, you want to make sure you credit, but they'll have a spot there.
I used to go to the Dice Tower live show at Gen Con every year. It's just, I haven't been in a while, but this is a great idea to put it in, because it was a lot of fun hearing Z sing, or Stephen Bonacore coming up with his, whatever zany skit he's going to have. But that being said, it started to kind of peter out, at least from me at the end, because it's kind of the same thing. The fact that they're going to do the Dice Tower Awards at that time, I think is brilliant.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea, and I can't wait to be there, and I will be there. So that should be very exciting.
All right, Chat Crew, if you have any ideas, I'm a voter. The Brandt's a voter. We're not going to say how we're going to be voting, but I would like to see what people are thinking. What's the buzz going on with the? Let me not fool anybody. I'm happy to give any unfiltered opinions about any of these games to Brandt. I'm really not worried about that part. But I would like to hear what the Chat Crew has to say, if any of them have any qualifications. Let's talk about ideas. Let's talk about the best welcoming game. And what we're talking about there is, the gateway games, the family-friendly games, the games that you would bring out, the Brandt, right, at your store when a family says, hey, I watched this tabletop show with Will Wheaton, and I'd love to play board games. What's a game we should try, right?
For sure.
So what are the nominees?
For best welcoming game?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've got Acropolis, Boop, Flamecraft, Ready, Set, Bet, and Trekking Through History.
Can you blow that up, BJ, so that the three of us are a little bit more to the side? And it pop. There you go.
Better?
That looks great.
Easier to see. Yep.
Yeah. So I'm looking. I'm already leaning on one already. That being said, I haven't played all these games yet. Boop is one that I've seen. Oh, isn't Kurt from your area also?
Oh yeah, Kurt's from Connecticut as well. Actually, probably closer to where Steve is.
Yeah.
Kurt looks pretty. Boop looks pretty good. Acropolis is one I've only played on BGA, so I'd like to play it in person. I'm hoping to get that at a little mini con this summer, maybe.
It may well happen.
Oh, hey Steve, can you drop a link in the chat? That private
For the
one that I
awards?
sent you? Yeah, if you don't mind.
Yeah, sure.
They have a brand new website. It's it's still a little hard to navigate. So, but I was able to find it. I love the new website, but it's still a little hard to navigate. But
yeah.
So
I played all 5 of these games.
I have not played Trekking Through History. So I've played the others except for Boop and Trekking.
Well, those are both very good. I'm not even just saying it to say it. They're really good games. Boop is an awesome production. I actually, because Kurt's from the area, got to play Boop, before it was published and everything.
Wayne says he's played Trekking. He loves all of the games over there by Charlie Bink and Underdog Games. So, and of course, Charlie Bink, Steve, you'll remember, we featured Charlie on that documentary when we had Jimmy and Charles on the show, talking about that awesome game masters. Is that what game designers?
I think that was what it was called. I have to go back and look at it. It was following the passion development projects of those game designers.
So Wayne, if you haven't seen it yet, go check out it's the Game Masters or Game Designers. It's on Amazon and it's a fantastic one. Oh, Patrick, come on. We want to hear what you have to say about some of these games. So he says Trekking Through History. So that's an interesting one. Let's go to Best Expansion. Best expansion. What do we got there? The Brandt, can you see them?
Yeah. So we got Dune Imperium Immortality, Dune Imperium Rise of Ix. So it's the first time ever that a game has been fighting against itself. But I guess that tells you, how well Dune Imperium's been doing. Star Wars Outer Rim, Unfinished Business, Viticulture World, which is the cooperative expansion for viticulture, and Wingspan Asia.
Ooh. Oh, and Verla has played Flamecraft, and she says that's her vote. So that's an interesting one, and that's again for the best welcoming game, best expansion. So I have not played the first 3. I've played Dune, but not any of the expansions. Viticulture World, I have played halfway through the campaign actually, and I really like Mahir Shah. If you haven't met Mahir, he's a fantastic person to talk to. Just God, the way he thinks about games is just fun. Wingspan Asia is sitting right there and still hasn't been played yet. So I got to get that played before.
Yeah.
Yeah. These are the Dice Tower nominations, Patrick, for best expansion. And over the next couple of months, the Dice Tower Award Committee is going to play these games. And then at Gen Con, you said, the Brandt?
Yeah. The winners will be announced at Gen Con.
Mr. Wixter says Immortality? No, Rise of Ix is a big improvement. What have you played out of this list?
Yeah, so this is where I'm in trouble. I'm 0 for 5 on this list.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Yeah, so I've got my work cut out.
I'm right there with you, Brandt.
Luckily, I think I could get in a single game of Dune Imperium with all the mechanisms from the two expansions and see how that goes. But I will say that I usually play almost every game. There's a year I played every single one, including all the expansions.
No, I can back you up. You really play almost every single one of these games, if not all of them. Yeah. Yeah.
Unfinished Business, I'm dying to play. So that's probably going to be for Unfinished Business.
Yeah.
Because I really like Outer Rim, and the designer, Tony Fanchi, does a great job. He also designs Marvel Champions.
Oh, really?
Yep. And I've met him and played with him in person before. And I've heard nothing but good things about it. And it's like, it's been a year that this game has been out and I haven't got the expansion, but it is hard to find. So that's what's been a little tricky. And I let the copies that came in our store, go immediately to the people who wanted them, and then none came in. So that's that.
Right.
Viticulture World is perfect to play with my wife. So I have to do that. And I do have a copy of that. Same with Wingspan Asia. So those are ones I'll get done because they'll be easy to play at home.
I have to say I'm with Verla on this one, that Wingspan Asia is the one that might call to me the most, because it does sound like it does some interesting things to change the board around with the goals that are involved.
And geared toward 2 players. Perfect for you in the room. So, all right, let's get the best party game. Steve, you want to do this one for us? What we got for
your nominees are Blood on the Clock Tower, Feed the Kraken, Green Team Wins, Ready, Set, Bet, and Phantom Inc. And of those, again, I'm kind of only the one that I've played out of those is Green Team Wins, and I haven't really heard somebody complain about playing it. So I've heard good reviews about that, and most people tend to agree. But I think the people who I've heard play things and come out the most fired up afterwards, people who've played Ready, Set, Bet, come out super keyed up about playing that game.
Yeah, those are going to be, at least for me, the buzz would be Green Team Wins and Ready, Set, Bet. But, man, Blood on the Clock Tower just... If you go on Twitch at all, Steve, there is always a game of Blood on the Clock Tower going on Twitch. Always. Phantom Inc. actually, I like. Phantom Inc. I got to play in the winter time. It was, around Halloween. It was actually a pretty good game.
Are you familiar?
What's that?
Sorry, are you familiar with Jen, the board game librarian?
Yes, yeah, Jen Bar.
So I've been going to some nights at their house, her and her husband's house, and they run games. And I've had nights where we just play Blood on the Clock Tower the entire night.
Interesting.
Just repeats over and over and over again, and then everybody goes home.
I would be surprised if this is not a very, very close vote. All of them. I will say there's going to be a vassal influence on this because Tom really likes Ready, Set, Bet.
It's high energy. It's a lot of fun. We did it at a 24-hour event, at 2 a.m, and it was great to pick up the energy.
Dean and John love this game from Meepletown. So Time Ruler says, what does he say? Feed the Kraken. Feed the Kraken. Interesting. Good hit and goal. Not Green Team Wins. Good though. Okay, now you're confusing me, Time Roll. I'm not sure which one you're saying is going to win. So, but I am curious. Chat Crew, let us know who you think is going to win these games. What buzz you've been hearing? Which ones we should play? The Brandt, what we got for best solo game?
Batman: The Dark Knight Returns, Frostpunk the board game, Heat Pedal to the Metal, Return to Dark Tower, and Wayfarers of the South Tigris. Or Tigris? I always forget which way it's pronounced. Or is it both?
Steve, I've got a blind spot on this one. I only have an actual play of Wayfarers. I've got work to do. Return to Dark Tower I played only in prototype form. And Heat, you can't find a copy of Heat anywhere. I want it. I love racing. I have a whole shelf full of racing games. So that one's right up my alley. Thoughts?
But that sounds like a really good game. And again, I've heard people who've played it and loved it. My question is, why would this, as best solo game, I'm not sure if that might be the place where it shines the most, because it seems like when you're racing against something solo, that might lose some of its juice. But maybe I haven't played it. That's just a wonder for that one for me.
Yeah, the brand. Now that I look at these nominations, these are some kind of unusual solo game nominations.
Mm-hmm.
So I will tell you that I have not played Heat, but I've heard nothing but good. I agree with what Steve was saying. I'd be fascinated to see what I know that there are bots, and that a lot of people that play 2 and 3 players add bots. So I guess solo is a similar thing. Have either of you played Batman: The Dark Knight Returns?
No.
Play it. 100%.
Really?
Have you seen it? Have you seen it?
No, I haven't even seen it in the wild.
All right.
at all.
So this is Daryl Andrews, and I apologize. I don't
Okay.
remember there's a co-designer as well.
Okay.
But I know Daryl so well. And so what happens is you play 4 stories, and it's a board where you draw on the board with a marker. So you have certain paths you can take, but when you get upgrades and bonuses, and in between each round, you can draw a new path in, and you collect vehicles, and the dice are batarangs. So they're really D4s, but you can upgrade the dice, and you have like a tool belt. And then as you use them, you're removing that. It's incredibly intuitive. And as soon as you finish a game, you leave it exactly as it is with all the marks on the board. And you go on to the next comic, and you set it up, and you keep the board exactly as it is with all the pieces where they are.
Wow.
It's an incredibly immersive experience, especially for a Batman game.
All right, so
that one is great.
Jeremy in my game group, one of the guys here in Lafayette, he gets a lot of the Batman stuff. So let me see if he's got a copy, because you got me really intrigued. I really wasn't even looking at that game.
And I like all these games, so I'm not trying to put that one above the other necessarily,
sure.
but it's the unsung hero of this group.
Interesting. Is it trying to replicate the Frank Miller story arc, or is it just doing the
100%.
artwork?
100%.
No, it's trying to replicate the story.
Okay.
Hey, so Patrick wants to know if the Dark Tower has anything to do with Stephen King. It does not. This is Patrick. This is going to date me, but my buddy Brian Parity had the original Dark Tower, and we played it until we broke it. I mean, we absolutely love the Dark Tower. So this is related to a game from the 80s from Hasbro, maybe Hasbro, Milton Bradley.
I don't know who made it. Yeah.
So, but it has nothing to do with the there. It was, and I've only played the prototype form. I got a chance to play with Corey from Dice Tower Dish and with Justin running the game, and the combat was run by Childress Isaac himself. So it was we did not win, but it was a lot of fun. I just haven't played the actual game. So let's get to best 2-player games. Maybe I'll fare a little better on this one. Who's next on that? I'll do this one. So this is Beer and Bread. From Scott Alms and Deep Print, but I think Capstone is the one that people would see here in America on that. Boop from Smirk and Laughter, designed by Scott Brady. Splendor Duel by Mark Andre, the original designer of Splendor, Space Cowboys. War of the Ring, the card game from Ares Games and designer Ian Brody. And Return to Dark Tower, best 2-player game. Isaac Childress. It's actually Isaac Childress, Rob, and a host of people from Restoration Games. So, yeah. 1981, Milton Bradley. Thank you, Time Roller. That helps us out. So I know Verlin and I got a chance to play, not together, but we did play a Splendor Duel over at BGG. Jack says Splendor Duel, good game. Any thoughts on this one? Steve, any of these jump out at you?
I got to say, I was really interested in Beer and Bread when I started hearing about it. And then I heard some somewhat lukewarm reviews, which made me wonder, am I going to be in a rush to try and play it again? But what surprised me so much was that Splendor seemed to have exploded and then kind of gone away. And when people started talking about Splendor Duel again, it was almost as if they were as happy as when Splendor came out the first time, if not more. People were saying, I'd rather play this version of things. That seems to me like, from what I'm hearing people talk about, that's the standout from the group that's likely to be handicapped as a winner of me.
We shall see. All right. Brandt, give us the nominees for best reprint.
I will say I have played Beer and Bread, and I did not have a lukewarm review. It was great.
You.
Totally deserves to be on the list, and I think you should go out and play it.
You have heated up my lukewarm review. Thank you, Brandt.
Yeah. No, I think it's fantastic. I played it several times. So
Very good.
again, I'm just trying to pick the ones that you guys, and then I'm commenting.
Yeah.
So when I pick one, I'm not necessarily saying my vote. I'm just hearing what you're
Absolutely.
saying and reacting to that. And whatnot. I mean, even like Return to Dark Tower on there, it makes sense because it's a great game, but like whatever player count, you know what I mean? So it's kind of an interesting one. It's just getting a lot of popularity there. All right, best reprint: Castles of Mad King Ludwig, the collector's edition, Cat in the Box Deluxe Edition, which I actually played the original Japanese version. It was like Cat Paradox, I think is what it translated to.
Okay.
Get on Board New York and London, which is a Sashi and Sashi game, right? Yeah.
That's right.
Libertalia, Winds of Galecrest, and Return to Dark Tower.
Okay, I played all of these. Well, Return to Dark Tower, I've only played the prototype, but I played all of these. This is going to be a tough choice for me because I actually like all of these games. These are good. I think I have a sentimental favorite. Not ready to reveal yet because I want to play a couple more times. Libertalia, I've only played once or twice, so I'd like to play the new version a couple more times. I actually like the new art. Some people don't, but I do.
Yeah.
Man, Cat in the Box is such a great game, though.
I think that's the one that pops out. And I also wonder, since Return to Dark Tower, the original Dark Tower, you remember this, BJ? We were thrilled by it. Not a good game.
No, it wasn't.
Not a good game. To call this a reprint of a bad game, it's a new game. I honestly don't know. It's reprinting based on nostalgia, but it seems like that's a new game to me.
I still think we played the Dark Tower only because we liked The Bazaar is Closed.
Yes.
The Bazaar is closed. You have some thoughts that you can share on this one, Brandt?
Yeah. No, I don't mind sharing thoughts in general. So I actually think I've played every single one of these games in their original form. I return a regular Dark Tower might be the one, and that makes me sound like I'm super young, and I'm not actually super young enough to have not played it. I just don't remember as a kid if it was something. I have older siblings, so I don't remember it being around our house. So it would have been a friend or something. That's how we got into a lot of little like.
You know why
Avalon
not
Hill
a lot of
games and
people have played
things.
that game? It was, if I remember right, it was like $60, 1980s money. Like in today's money, it would have been a $300 or $400 or $500 game. So
Got it.
Not everybody. Well, I was just lucky to have a guy because there was only one copy in like a tri-parish area. Tri-county, I meant to say. Tri-parish area. So
good catch. Nice correction.
I think you guys call them counties, right?
Yeah, we do.
Y'all call parishes counties, right?
I have no idea what a parish is.
This is a running joke on the show. So I think we're the only ones that call them parishes. But all right, best co-op. Steve, what we got?
So for best co-op, you have Cora Quest, Lands of Galzier, I think it is, Nemesis Lockdown, Return to Dark Tower, and Star Wars The Clone Wars. Star Wars The Clone Wars is the pandemic.
It's Stardemic.
Theme, long time ago in a disease far away kind of thing.
This is another blind spot for me. Cora Quest I played. I've watched Star Wars: The Clone Wars. Yeah, this is gonna be a tough one. I've got work to do, the Brandt.
Yeah, haven't played Lands of Galzier, and I really want to. I haven't played Nemesis Lockdown, so I mean, I will give my Nemesis has not been a game that has clicked for me. I think I played everything BGG Top 100, and including that one, and it's just been tough plays for me. So we'll see. But there's a group that plays Nemesis pretty regularly at our store, so I'll try to jump in on one of these games and have an open mind that it's a different version and a different thing, and all those kind of things. But not every game clicks for everybody, which is why I always think it's so important with these that the list of nominees is the best part of the awards. Because if you're looking for a co-op and Nemesis doesn't work for you, and then you go try Lands of Galzier, and that's exactly what you're looking for, then this list has done its job. Whereas if you're only thinking of the winner and you don't like the winner, and then you say, I don't like co-ops.
That's a great point.
Well said.
I think Adam the Austin in our group has Nemesis Lockdown. Let me get in touch with him. I want to try that out. Best game from a small publisher. Not a lot of thoughts from the chat crew on that one, though. Best game from a small publisher. Blood on the Clock Tower, Cora Quest, Flamecraft, Planet Unknown, and Three Sisters. I've got some shenanigans. I like the guy from Adam's Apple Games, but I don't know how you can call that a it's not new publisher, it's small publisher. I thought this category is the one where you have to only have like 2 or 3 games in your catalog. because he's got a bunch of games in his catalog.
Gotcha. Yeah, I don't know the ins and outs of all that and how that came about. Maybe the way things were published was different. You know,
Maybe
if they were print and play or something like that. I'd have to look into exactly what that was. I'm completely biased in the fact that I play tested Three Sisters, and having played Fleet the Dice game, you know,
same here. Actually, I played tested with Steve.
And,
Steve and I played tested it together.
We did.
But a huge shout out to Dan and Cora. I mean,
just
that whole story. It's a completely. I mean, it's sentimental, yes, but also what they did is just incredible. The innovation, the creativity, the way they brought in all kids could be artists. All kids can be designers because they created a website where you can print your own character. It's inclusive in the characters, you know, that they made. It's just been such an amazing project to watch.
This is going to be a knife fight. Any one of these 5 could win. These are all 5 good choices.
These are all great games I've played, and they're super fun.
It's also tough when you start seeing multiple nominees. You wonder if it's going to be that Oscar thing, and there's going to be whichever gets the most nominations is going to carry the day here. Yeah. So you're starting to see some repeats with Flamecraft and Blood on the Clock Tower popping a couple times.
I already know what I'm voting on this one. I won't say it yet. I already know who I'm voting for on this one. But I will tell you, I've played 4 of the 5 games, and this is very, very close. Very, very close here. So these are really all 4 good games. I wish the DJ Bell was here because he loves Planet Unknown. So that's a good one. Best game from a new designer, the Brandt. Give it to us.
Sure. Acropolis, Blood on the Clock Tower, Boop, Cora Quest, and Starship Captains.
Do we have to pronounce Boop with the period, like Boop period, or is it just Boop?
I just say Boop. Oh, there you go.
Okay.
There you go.
Do you guys watch Schitt's Creek?
Yes.
I've never seen it.
Oh, she always hits him on the nose.
I think Steve could probably guess which one I'm going to vote for on this one.
Oh yeah,
but yeah. This is going to be a tough. I love Starship Captains. I'm not afraid to say it. Although Cora Quest is good. I mean, God, when you talk about a new designer, I mean, she's 10 years old or 8 years old.
Yes,
that's pretty new, right?
It's true.
So again, these are 4 good choices here. Blood on the Clock Tower is. I guess I'm gonna have to get that played because it's been nominated 12 times for 10 different categories. So I guess I'm gonna have to get it played.
I do really think if people find a group and you're all in on it. My funny story actually, when we played somewhat recently, Carl Van Ostrand, who designed Merchant's Cove.
Yeah, sure.
I was playing with him, and he's like, "I'm not sure if I'm good at these. I don't know if I can do the lying thing." I was like, "Don't worry about it. Sit next to me. I'll walk you through it." I ended up being the imp, the bad guy. And the first thing I did was a bold-faced lie.
Oh.
He still had fun. He still enjoyed it.
All right, we only got a few left, so let's roll through these real quick. Best theming: Heat, Pedal to the Metal, My Father's Work, Nemesis Lockdown, Return to Dark Tower, and Wonderland's War. This is another pretty tough category because there's some really thematic games in this one.
Agreed.
I don't know. I've only played Wonderland's War, so I don't have a dog in this hunt yet. But My Father's Work, from everything people tell me, is a very thematic game. That's gonna be a tough one.
Yeah, that's gonna be the hard one. I got to track that down. I got to find somebody local who backed it that I can try to get a play in, and maybe just bring it to my house to either play solo or find one person. That's gonna be the trickiest one. But yeah, Wonderland's War has been the part that I love about that game is it works great at every player count, including 2.
It's true. It is my favorite of the Skylab / Druid City games. And I told James that. I said, James, this is your best game. He's very proud of it. So My Father's Work and Abomination, you can own both of those games, in my opinion. Yeah. Two totally different games, Patrick. One's going to be like a worker placement game, although actually they're both kind of worker placement, but one of them is really, really heavy on story and app integration. And Abomination is more just your traditional type of a Euro, right? So, hey, there he is. It's Mick and Starla from Our Family Plays Games. What's up?
Hey, Mick.
And congrats on getting the BGG thing. I don't know if you saw, they're on the BGG webpage. So
that's awesome.
I actually watched the whole video. It was really good. It was really well done.
Got to meet them at a PAX Unplugged.
Yeah.
Yep.
Evan says Wonderland's War. Time Roller says My Father's Work. Oh, it's just Mick. Okay. Well, I'm sure you'll see Starla. You can tell her hi for us. All right. So
Starla tuned out when we did the co-op category.
yeah, that's true. She doesn't do co-op. So best board game production value. We got Endless Winter, Paleo Americans, Flamecraft, Foundations of Rome, Return to Dark Tower, Wonderland's War. Robert is going to say Foundations of Rome has to win this one. I don't agree. I think any one of these games can win. The Brandt.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, boy, the big thing to think about is where board games have gone. I mean, you guys were playing 10, 15 years ago, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And look at what we're now nominating for best board game production. It's like night and day from 15 years ago. It was like great artwork and some nice wooden pieces.
That's it.
Yes.
You remember those arguments in the Facebook group about what is production? Is it artwork? Is it wooden pieces or not?
Gosh.
Now it's like, no,
now,
we mean $300 games.
Yes.
They're things you could just hang on your wall. You don't even need to play with them anymore.
Yeah, these are amazing. Best artwork, Steve, you want to give it to us?
You've got Endless Winter, Paleo Americans, Flamecraft, Merchants of the Dark Road, Trekking Through History, and Wonderland's War again.
This is a tough one. Actually, I know all these games, and I've seen them in person, except for Trekking Through History. So it's a tough one. I think that the Micho does get a lot of credit for his artwork, but sometimes I don't actually like the artwork in this one, but not in Endless Winter. I think the Micho knocked it out the park.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It's some of his best work. But man, Merchants of the Dark Road is gorgeous. Flamecraft wouldn't be Flamecraft except for the artwork.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, it gets the awe factor. It's so cute, right? The cute dragons and everything.
And Wonderland's War.
Trekking Through History has amazing artwork. If you look
so I need to look at that one because that's my blind spot, the Brandt.
It's the one where you'll think of the game kind of as light and it's just a bunch of cards, but you look at the artwork, it is incredibly in-depth and showing those scenes. Like, it's very well done for a game of its kind of ilk and size and everything. And Wonderland's War.
Fantastic. All right, best strategy game: Carnegie, Endless Winter, Planet Unknown, Wayfarers of the South Tigris, and Woodcraft. Oh man, this is pretty tough. I think the clear winner out of these five is Toledo. I mean, it's clearly that's the choice.
I played that today.
I'm sorry, it's my favorite strategy game of the year. It should have gotten nominated. Although Endless Winter right behind there. I love Wayfarers. I haven't played Woodcraft, by the way, so I shouldn't say anything. I need to play Woodcraft. In fact, I should be playing it next week. So I'm gonna try to get that one.
Yeah, I just want this to be my game night. Like, this would be a game night.
Boy, no kidding, huh?
Okay, game day. We'll go game day. How's that?
This would be great.
I mean, that would be so much fun. There wouldn't be a stinker in that bunch.
You know what, Time Roller? I just might do that. You're gonna have to throw my vote out, the Brandt.
When did Toledo release? Because it came out in Essen. I was working the board and dice booth at Gen Con, and we were showing it off only to content creators. It came out in Essen, but I don't think it caught. It caught the very end of the year here, and it might have even been January when it came out. So that might have been part of the trickiness for it.
I bought mine right after BGG, I think. So you might be right, though. You might be right. That might be the issue. Where did I buy it? I bought it at BGG in November from CGE themselves. I bought it from them. Yeah.
CGE or Board and Dice?
Sorry, Board and Dice. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe that's not it then. Where did I get it? I'm going to have to think where I got it. I don't remember.
So I'm wondering if that's it because I can't remember. I was working Friday nights at the store for a while into January and February, and I picked it up one of those Friday nights, but it's hard to remember if it was 2022 or 2023. So it had a little lapse over here.
Man, what did I buy from CGE? I'll have to think about it. Yeah. I bought something from CGE right there at the booth, but I can't remember. I'll go back and take a look. So Patrick Newman says Toledo was getting lots of Time Roller. That's right. It was Starship Captains. How does he remember? And I didn't even remember. I got it. I got Starship Captains from them. That's right. All right. Most as what was his name? The guy that was the conductor that would do the awesome segments on the Dice Tower. He would say most innovative game. You remember that German guy that was the composer that would do the little segments for the Dice Tower podcast?
Yeah.
Morton? No, I can't remember his name.
I don't remember his name, but I remember the innovative.
Most innovative. 3,000 Scoundrels, Blood on the Clock Tower, Cat in the Box, Planet Unknown, Turing Machine. Holy cow. How is anyone going to split these up? Man, this is tough.
Mm,
And they're all innovative in such a different way, right?
Totally.
interesting.
Like 3,000 Scoundrels is innovative in like a thematic way. Blood on the Clock Tower in like a changing that style of game and making it like welcoming. Cat in the Box, a trick taker. Planet Unknown is a lazy Susan. And then Turing Machine is like, oh my gosh, just what went into making punch cards for a game, right? Like, talk
Yeah.
about bringing us back.
Steve, this is a tough one.
That's
All right,
not
now
easy.
we get to the big one though, the Brandt game of
All
the
right.
year. You want to
Ready?
give them to us?
You
Ooh,
got it.
lots.
Blood on the Clock Tower, Endless Winter, Paleo Americans, Flamecraft, Foundations of Rome, Heat, Pedal to the Metal, Planet Unknown, Ready, Set, Bet, Return to Dark Tower, Wayfarers of the South Tigris, and Wonderland's War.
Man, I've played all but 3.
Wow.
And Return to Dark Tower, I actually did play. Just it was, so I played all but 2.5. This is the best I've ever done this early. Usually,
Yeah.
I'm scrambling over the next couple of months. So,
Yeah, Heat's my only one I haven't played.
any other
Wow.
thoughts? I think this is a tough race. I still think, looking at this list, I still think it's going to be Toledo. I think Toledo's going to win.
Yeah, no, I mean, Ready, Set, Bet has that, like, if I was telling people, like, looking at Game of the Year, which one should I try first? That's kind of the one because of the ease to get in. Although Planet Unknown is people pick up on that game surprisingly fast. There's just something simple to it and the speed of it. I imagine Heat would be there for a theme.
Mm-hmm.
Mick, we're handicapping the game of the year. These are the Dice Tower nominations. Yeah, the Brandt, that's what I was about to say. Don't you think that Heat and Ready, Set, Bet are kind of the 2 games, and maybe Foundations of Rome are kind of the 2 games that you would think would be synonymous with people that follow the Dice Tower?
Sure.
Those are the kind of games that are very appealing to the people that go to Dice Tower conventions and things.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think even, I don't know. Yeah, I
Flamecraft?
mean, all of these in some sense, but
Actually, no, you're right though. Flamecraft, Planet Unknown, all of these. Yeah, this you know what it is. This is a great. Yeah, Wayne, that's another good one. Mosaic made my. I think Mosaic's going to make my top 3 or top 4 when I post my list in June. And it didn't get any nominations. I wonder why.
What is your playtime on Mosaic?
Right at the 2-hour mark. Yeah,
I'm really intrigued by that and what I really like the game. In fact, it's a game that I was like, man, but my 2-player games were over 3 hours.
Oh, no.
And my 3-player game was almost 4 hours. And I don't play with slow players. So I don't know if there was a rule I was missing or if I shuffled the decks wrong every time. Because that's what I hear people say. But like, we were playing pretty quick too. I would say our turns were 30 seconds. And it just took forever to get through those. Now, I wonder if 2-player is longer to get through the decks. Were you playing games with 4 and 5?
I actually haven't played a 2-player. I want to.
I wonder if that's it. Like if you ever played Terraforming Mars
Patrick?
with 2.
Yeah, I have.
Terraforming Mars is very long with 2 players.
Very long.
So
Wayne said under 2 hours. Time Roller said it's a 2-hour setup. So that adds that. Wayne's was with 3 or 4. My plays were with either 4 and 5 or 3 and 4. I can't remember. So, but I want to play a 2-player. I'm going to see if I can get that played.
But don't get me wrong. I enjoyed the game. Even in spite of that time, I was like, hey, I want to go back to play this game again. And my wife had said the same. In fact, we played it twice. But both times it was pushing 3 hours. And I was like, this is long.
Well, that is the Dice Tower nominations. If a chat crew chime in during the show, anything you think that we haven't played yet that you really think we should play, we're in there. We would like to get that. We would like to get that played. Let me see if I can bring this screen up for us. Hey, it's BJ from Board Game Gumbo here. I've got my guest, the Brandt, formerly from the Portal Games podcast, but now Right Brain Rollers. And the Brandt, you have played a game that I got to play, but I want to hear your thoughts. What do you think about Marrakesh?
Yeah, so I have really been enjoying my plays of Marrakesh. It's a Stefan Feld game, and it really feels like he's hearkening back to the Stefan Feld games of old, I guess. It is a classic point salad game. There's just so many decisions and things you can do. I feel like the tower and the whole dropping of cubes or those keshies is going to be kind of the point of consternation for people because you can pick your action and then somebody can kind of draft away your ability to do that action. But I really like playing kind of against the probability and being like, hey, if I don't get my own cube or keshi, then I can still do this with my action. And if I do, here's going to be the bonus to me. So I've really enjoyed my plays of this game. I like it a lot. I have gotten the sense that I am the person at each table who has liked it the most. So that's always kind of I call those heralding games. I'm the one heralding the game when I'm teaching people and I'm enjoying it the most. And other people are like, I like it. I'd play it again, but I didn't find it amazing. And I'm like, oh, it's amazing, And so then those are tricky. Like, am I making people play games that they kind of like and I really like?
I will tell you, I had a great teacher this game from Dre from New Orleans who came in and we actually streamed it on our Twitch channel, and I thought it was fantastic. I really liked. I don't understand why the cube tower is so divisive, but I've heard people. Jake from the Board Boys was talking about the other day. It is just 2 rounds. Like I built up my whole turn, all based on one thing, and then only 12 cubes come out and my 1 cube gets stuck. It's like, but isn't that the way? I mean, there are Euro games that have random. Steve and I we're now 120 games of Castles of Burgundy, and there is randomness in Castles of Burgundy. You just have to try to mitigate it. And I think the red keshis, if I remember right, the red keshis are kind of that wild card, kind of that nugget that Stefan Feld always throws in to give you a chance, sort of like the workers in Castles of Burgundy. I think, or is that what they're called? Workers?
They are workers, yeah.
Yeah, workers that gives you a chance to manipulate the dice. The red keshi seems to be that nugget that lets you manipulate the way you're going to play your turn.
Yeah, but in Castles of Burgundy, while maybe not every tile comes out, there's no place where a tile gets stuck. As part of the rules, it might come out. I know I put it in there if I put it in the tower, but if it doesn't come out because of an accident rather than luck.
Have you ever rolled doubles 7 times during the Castles of Burgundy?
I've seen it and laughed my fool head off when it happened to somebody else that we know.
7 times. 7 times I rolled doubles. One game I had where I had so many just bad draws, I had to pull workers, not because I needed to, because it was really my only move. Like 8 times I came out.
But both of your dice did hit the table. One didn't get stuck in midair.
They did actually hit the table. Yeah. It was just not very friendly to me.
When you've played this, I'm looking at the board below, and I don't know as much about Marrakesh because that was one of the new designs. It wasn't the reprint of an old with a new city. Am I remembering that correctly?
Correct.
It's a new design. Yeah.
This is a new design. Is the board that you're seeing at the bottom there with the different colored locations kind of like little mini Trajan games, a la, hearkening back to that, or what's going on down there?
There's 7 mini games, and the Brad could probably remember them. There's 7 different mini games, even though some of the colors kind of duplicate. So the ones on the far right, that orange, yellow, and purple, they're not. They're all actually the same mini game. There's roughly 7 mini games. Do you remember what they're kind of about, the Brandt?
Sure. So the colored ones are resources like oil and cloth, and I can't remember what the other one is, spices, I think. And you can trade them in at the souk, which is the blue tiles on the main board at the kind of in the lower left there on the main board. The upper left is the oasis. So you're unlocking oases, which tell you end game scoring for your particular board. And then you can kind of discover those by moving up to the top of the track to unlock bonuses.
Very
pick some to score. Yeah. So it gives you your own personal scoring, which I know is something like my wife and Brian, who runs our store, really like in games when they tell you this is what you should do. And then you go maximize it. The bottom right is I apologize, I can't remember the name, like the Moroccan name, but it's the town center, and that is where a festival is being performed. So you've got all sorts of entertainers, and that's where you can you can pick the resources you really need. That's kind of this is what I'm going to need really bad. The middle sections, oh nice, perfect. The lower left is the fields, and that's where dates are being grown. But what's
kind
neat
of the
is you
engine
can buy
building.
Yeah, you can buy upgrade tiles. So instead of harvesting dates, you could harvest water or even money. So that gives you some variability there. The white and the black tracks are the palace and the mosque, which is super cool. When you move up that, can you find the main board there for us? Yeah, there they are. That's actually perfect. So see those things that look like strings in between?
Mm-hmm.
When you step up, when you cross the thresholds from one set of steps to the other, you trace from one of your pieces to the other piece, and you gain one of the upgrades that's going across, which is an amazing, because you have a plan, and then all of a sudden when you do it, you're like, wait, maybe I'm better if I do this. So you get really good thinking there. I love that part. It looks like a mess, but when you play it, it's awesome.
Tell me if I'm wrong. I think he started the game with this. Like, I think Stefan said,
so.
He's sitting in his principal's office. He's like, oh, this is a kind of a cool mechanic. Now let me build the game around it.
Yeah, I agree. It feels like it was something with string that got him there. And he thought, oh, as you step up these steps, you pick upgrades. I definitely agree with you there. I think that is the center of it all. The last thing you do is you can buy walls, which you'll see at the top there. And what's really cool about that is that can mitigate your things, because as you purchase the walls, which we're seeing there, you purchase a certain color, you get a keshi of that color from the supply. So, oh, that one didn't come out of the tower. Cool. I'll go buy a green wall, and now I get my green keshi that I'm looking for.
And Mick says the key is getting those gates and moving up those tracks.
There you go.
He's right.
You got it, Mick.
So, Steve, what do you think? Now that you heard more of an in-depth explanation from the Brandt, what do you think?
It's definitely worth a try. I enjoy my Felds. I enjoy point salad. It seems like this is not just point salad to some extent, but almost game salad a la Feld. It's like there's a Trajan area, and then there's old school Carpe Diem that had the threads that you were following or jumping through. So It seems like he's doing like a greatest hits album here in some way.
This feels very Feld, very, very Feld. But I gotta admit, I dug it. Okay, like I would play if somebody said you want to play Trajan or Marrakesh, for me, I'm gonna go Marrakesh.
Interesting.
Trajan's good, but yeah, this was definitely worth playing because it's newer. I would play this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that might be it. Maybe it's recency bias, right? Or the hotness. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's great.
What's your favorite part about it?
My favorite part. Oh, that's a great question. I think it is those clever turns where you buy the gates, like Mick was saying, and you realize, oh my gosh, I'll buy 2 or 3 gates this turn, get the resources I'm looking for, and plug them in the places exactly where I need them and set myself up. Also, when I don't get my own keshis and my turn still works out, that's where I really feel clever. Like, okay, my keshi didn't come out or somebody drafted it away, and I still have a great turn here.
I like the surprise of the reveal when everybody shows what keshis they're bidding that round.
Yeah,
I just that little mind game of what everybody's trying to think about. It just feels clever. And I also like I forgot what the white part is called there in the middle. I really like that. I didn't understand it at the first part of the game. But once I figured it out, it's like, oh yeah, these gates are pretty good. So Mick was at the Gamers Ranch. Steve, you know about that one from Alex.
Absolutely.
Weeks of Dice used to always talk to us about it. And he got to play Vienna from Queen Games. So it says very interesting. Is Vienna another one of the ones that is going to be a brand new Feld? Or is that
there were supposed to be 2 that were brand new, weren't they? Marrakesh was one. I don't know if Vienna is a reprint of something or if it's brand new. Maybe Mick will chime in there and see if it's something that they remember from the past being reskinned.
Well, I'll tell you, you're getting me juiced up again to play Marrakesh. So I got to talk to Mitchell and Andre and get this game played again. I want to play that again. So that was a lot of fun. All right, let me see if I can get that next one up there. I want to talk about. Oh, yeah, that's the one you really want to talk about. I think this is it, right?
Oh, yeah.
BJ from Board Game Gumbo. I've got my guest here, the Brandt from the Right Brain Rollers podcast. And the Brandt, you have already played a game from one of a design team that I think the world of. And I'm totally jealous. How have you already gotten a chance to play Bardwood Grove? Tell us about it.
Yeah, so I'm lucky enough that the designer, Carl Van Ostren, lives right near me, and he had a pre-production copy. He wanted me to make sure to let people know that it's coming out. It's not out yet, so the copy I was playing, things aren't available, but it's rolling and whatnot. And Bardwood Grove has an incredible theme. So you are bards, in a forest town, and there are monsters that are attacking, and your job is to go out and sing and play as best you can for them and soothe their souls, because music soothes the savage beast. And then they will walk away happily soothed by your bongos and your saxophone and your singing, because there's a whole variety of bards that you can play. And as humorous as that is, this is a solid midweight Euro game. Like, that's what it is. It's a strategy game through and through. So the argument is whether it's a deck builder or not. So you have a deck on your player board. It's just to the right of the character there. And you'll draw 2 cards actually on your off turn, is what you'll do. And so that way you're making your decision on other players' turns. And then when it comes to your turn, you're going to pick one of those cards to play, and you're going to pick one to kind of discard up above, and you take the bottom action. So this card here is your character card. You can collect badges from other players by challenging them to bard-offs, by sing-offs or music challenges, and you can collect their badges. And as well as people will drop their badges either on enemies, or they'll drop them at the bank. You can drop off your badges, and as you collect other players' badges, you can use those. So yeah, when you discard, what happens is you will receive 2 things. So first, you're going to gain volume, which is that pink thing with the musical note on it.
Oh, okay.
So you're going to increase your volume, as well as you're going to turn your little hobbit door there. And that part's cool because it's a magnetic door, the blue door in the lower left. It's a magnetic door, and it spins around like a turntable. So it's like a DJ table or like a record.
You can go, what?
Well, it doesn't make the noise, but you can make the noise. And so you turn that table, and that's going to determine your movement points for the turn. And then you move around the town. Now,
and that's the board we see at the top of the screen?
Yeah, the town is the one at the top. And you're going to add a card to your song. And when the door turns all the way around, that's a turn where you sing. So most turns, or some turns, you're just going to add to your song, and you're going to move around town. You're not spending any of your resources. When you finally sing your song, you're going to pick up all those cards that you played, and you're going to collect the various resources from them. Some of them you can spend volume to get bonus resources. And you're going to get, the main 2 resources you're going to get is melody and lyrics. And so you can spend melody to soothe animals. You can spend melody to gain upgrades. And you can spend lyrics to, like, go to competitions or play in local pubs or whatever they might be. And you get victory points and things as you do that. In addition, you can buy more cards to go in your deck. Now, what's really cool about the deck building, when you sing at a pub, you gain a super fan. So you get another fan that goes in your deck. So what's really neat is you have cards that are specifically like for your song, and then you have a lot of bonus cards. You have the super fan cards, and you have kind of those blue bonus cards that are, you'll see of the decks, 2 of them are blue. When you draw those cards, they just immediately give you their bonus, and you get to draw another card. So as you're building your deck, you can build an engine that just lets you keep drawing cards and placing more and more. Mm-hmm. So it's a deck builder, yes, but it's also an engine builder in that you're trying to add cards that are basically free to draw each time. You go through, there's 2 sets. There's kind of like a first set of actions and a second set of actions, and each one has a pool of victory point tokens, which are the kind of those crystals that we see in a lot of games. When the first set runs out, you're basically halfway through the game, and you get another thing you can do. Like in ours, we could start yodeling. So there was a yodel competition that we could participate in. And when the second set of crystals runs out, that will trigger the end of the game. And then players will kind of all get a turn. The player who ended the game gets bonus points. Everybody else gets a swan song. They get their final turn. They get to just sing, whether their door moves all the way around. And then players add up their points. And there's also like a little traveling track. You can go on voyages. So it's almost like you're going on tour. And there'll be bonuses for how many cards you have in your deck, or did you collect animals, or like sing to enough animals? And there's a variety of things you can do. And so again, there's a lot of humor in the game, but there's a lot of strategy too. And there's a lot of different bards you can play, and all the bards cards are asymmetric.
The Bard's cards. You know, there's a couple of big questions here, though.
Yeah.
How do you compare it to Merchant's Cove? Is because it's got kind of that look. It's got the same design team. It's got the same production team. Doesn't sound like it has anything to do with it.
No, it's apples and oranges. There's
Apples
nothing to compare them other than designers and design team.
What about the characters that supposedly can transfer over to Merchant's Cove?
I don't know anything about that. I haven't had a chance to see what that is, so I don't know how that works exactly. But because that would mean the characters would have. Is there a bard character in Merchant's Cove?
There's not, but you can play it from here.
Okay, so I'm gonna guess. I really don't know, but there must be a single bard that has a mechanism for Merchant's Cove, as opposed to. I assume it's not all the bards that are in here. I know there's boxes you can unlock. I think we saw those in one of the pictures, and it adds mechanisms. And I don't know if I spoiled that it adds bards.
Man, Steve, I'm 0 for 2 on my questions here with the brand. You got any questions about Bardwood?
No. This is an interesting idea. I've been paying attention to the chat. And
I'm ignoring that.
I've been laughing along with Evan. I might not be the best bard, but I am the loudest.
I am.
And
I'm personally ignoring Dougal right now. So
well, yeah, there's that too. But the idea that this could be the soothing sounds of the bongos.
Yeah, that is funny. What did he want to know? He wanted Evan wanted to know any minstrels, troubadours, or scalds in this game. I'm not sure what a scald is, but
not by title. But I'm sure if you don't want to call yourself a bard, you could say you're a minstrel instead, and play along happily. But
so Mick's interested. We might be seeing that on the back shelf if he can slide that one past Starla for the acquisitions of the month. You never know.
There you go.
Might see that in the video. So we did have someone in the gumbo backed it, if I remember right. I think it's Barnes. So I'm telling you, I can't wait till it comes in. It's on track as far as you know for so it's all still in development and going down. That is going to get played. We're huge fans of Merchant's Cove, and I know it's not the same game, but it is the same designers, the same developer with Johnny Pack, and we are huge fans. I'm staring at the boxes right there. I mean, we've played that. I can't even tell you how many times we've streamed that game, the Brandt. I don't even know. We've played almost every character live on stream. Just so many.
And while I have a chance, you're saying how do these compare Merchant's Cove? Have you played? So Carl has another game that he did with Larry and Doug called Kapow. Have you played that one?
Wait, you're talking about the comic book game Kapow?
Yeah, so that's their other game.
Carl's in that game?
Yep.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, so Kapow, it was from their company 2 Ton Porcupine, but now it released with Wise Wizard this year. Or maybe last
I didn't
year.
even know that.
And that is a more complex version of Dice Throne, is the way I would say that to give a comparison. So you actually build the dice as you play. So you're rolling dice and then gaining dice faces to add, and it's a superhero.
I thought it was more of like I thought it was more of that Sentinels of the Multiverse type of a game. I didn't realize it was. Oh wow, okay.
No, they added co-op in this version, so you can play a cooperative version. But it's a dice battling game, and you build the dice as you go. It's really good. It's really thinky. Like you're trying to outthink your opponent and try to gain ground because again, you're engine building your dice.
Well, that is Bardwood.
Interesting.
Grove.
Looks like you put this on a lot of people's radar.
Man, I'm definitely interested. I haven't actually played Kapow. I've met Doug a couple of times. You know, he's a Gen Con guy, so I've met him a couple of times. But I've never played Kapow, so I want to try it. You know, I want to try it. I'm not the biggest fan of Dice Throne, so.
Sure.
But if it's a better game, yeah, I'm interested in playing.
I actually think that I'd be interested because it Dice Throne has a lot of that heavy randomness to it, but Kapow lets you build that engine before it kind of kicks in the random. You know what I mean? You're building your own engine of do you want to be very defensive? Do you want to be very offensive? Do you want to get strange and interesting abilities? Because you get a hero that can kind of manipulate the dice in different ways. Because obviously they all have some asymmetric powers.
You know what I do like about Dice Throne is the Marvel version. I do like those. Sure. Those are fun to play. Have you tried the Marvel ones?
Yep. Oh yeah, I played a lot of Dice Room.
All right, we're getting closer to the end there. So, the Brandt, this is a board game show. We got to do it at a board game show.
Play a board game.
We got to play a board game. Yeah. I don't know where he is, though. We're supposed to have one more player. Where is he?
He said he was hanging out in the green room. I don't know if he might still be listening because he was chatting before.
He is not in the green room as far as I can tell.
Oh, no.
Hold on. Let me see if maybe it's my fault. Where is he? No, I don't see him. If he's there, try again, Evan. We'll see if Evan. We'll get started on this part, and hopefully we can get Evan to jump in.
Okay.
Yeah, Mick says it. We got to play a board game, so let's get that done. But no,
Mick knows.
Evan, I do not see you right now, so let me just keep looking. Nope. All right, so Steve, tell us what we're playing and what we're playing for.
I don't know what we're playing for. That's a super secret. Essentially bragging rights all the time. Beating BJ is what we're playing for.
That's right. That's right.
But we're going to play a version of Just One. And Just One is a game where there is a clue that some people know, and they have to try and communicate to a guesser. And our guesser is going to be, our guessers are going to be the chat crew. You all are going to be trying to guess from our clues what the game BJ has pulled up from BGG is. At least 3 of us, maybe 4 if we can get Evan on board. We'll get the name of a game from BJ. Keep it quiet. In our private chat, we'll each type our clue, and we'll compare and see if we have any duplicate answers. Duplicate answers get thrown away. The chat crew will get whatever clues survive and try to figure out what game it is we're trying to give you the hint for.
And the Brandt, you've played Just One, right?
Absolutely.
All right. So we're throwing a kink in here, which is a little bit of a twist. That's right, Mick. You get to play with us.
Yeah, you do.
I'm going to need from the chat crew, I'll take the first year. Somebody throw out a year. In fact, let's start, so we'll start it up. Steve, throw out a year real quick.
2016.
2016. All right. I'm going to pick I'm using the randomizer to pick a random game. Okay. I've got it already. So let's do this. Get to the private chat. I'm going to give you the name of the game in private. Okay. It's a game from 2016, and then all 3 of us have to come up with a clue. All right.
Okay.
So let me think here. I've got mine. Let's just let me know when you're ready to lock in, and we'll count it down 1, 2, 3. Steve, you good?
Yeah,
all right.
I think I'm ready.
3, 2, 1. Oh, we've got one. Oh,
that was my other choice.
Oh, the Brandt. That was a good one. Oh, okay.
Very good.
All right, chat crew. We got 3 great clues for you. 2016. Evan says he's bad at the internet. Evan, try again. Just click on that link that I gave you and see if it'll work. So, okay, here we go. Here's your 3 clues. Game from 2016. The 3 clues are Red, Aries, and Bonacor. Well, we made it easy for them, right?
Yeah, we did.
Somebody's gonna get this one.
Right. So thank you. I'm watching in chat for the first person to say the answer who will get credit for it. So it's a battle of typing now.
So how do you guys handle that at the portal whenever you have, games like Bardwood Grove that are really games that are a Kickstarter? How do y'all handle that?
There's retail backer pledges. That would be the biggest thing. So you can get it in at the same time. So that's where you'll see, like with Frosthaven, you saw stores had Frosthaven available, but also people were getting it because the stores back it as well.
Olympian wants to know what that last clue was. It was Bonacor, Stephen Bonacor. And you picked Stephen Bonacor, of course, Brandt?
I did, yes.
And you picked him because he was the publisher over there at Stronghold?
Yes. Yep.
And
Stronghold Games publisher when it was. I almost put Stronghold, but I thought Bonacor was more fun.
Mick would have said that we were talking Terraforming Mars, but no, Aries was in there, so you could.
Aries was in there as a clue, but it wasn't 2016. I was wondering where you were, Mick.
All right, so who got the question right?
I think Verla was the one who gets that, but can you win your
The Gumbo Overlord can always win.
Yes. That's true. The Gumbo Overlord always wins. All right, so Verla gets credit for the first one.
All right, Verla, give us a year. Give us a year for our thing, and what year does she want to do? Or actually, the Brandt, you'll go next. Why don't you give us a year, Brandt?
Let's go 2009.
Ooh.
Oh, making it tough here. Okay. I'm
Verla
throwing.
gave us 2019.
Verla's
Okay,
next.
that'll be next. You know what? Let's go 20. Do you mind if we go 2019 real quick?
No, it's fine.
Okay, let's do that.
Mick, you got to be quicker, man. You got to be quicker. Get to that keyboard. Type it in.
Oh no, I put the wrong year. Okay, so
Starla might be there. She might not even want him typing "Terraforming Mars," let alone saying it out loud on their podcast, on their show.
She is the Gumbo Overlord. So I think we gotta go with her date. So 2019. Right. I'm gonna randomize this. Oh man, BGG got slow all of a sudden. All right, so here we go. This one's gonna be a little tougher. Are you ready? Get to that private chat.
Wait, all right. Okay. You didn't give me the game yet. I was like, wait.
This one's gonna be a little tougher.
Ooh. Ooh.
Let's see. One word, just one word, the Brandt. Let me think.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, I've got one. I think I'm ready.
We're allowed to make up words, right?
You are allowed to make up words if you want to.
Excellent.
Ooh.
All right, I've got mine. We still have no Evan. Come on, Evan. Work that internet. Work it. Are we ready?
No, give me 1 second here.
No.
I'm searching for the word.
The Brandt, you have one?
I'm good.
Okay, good. All right, Steve.
All right, go for it.
3, 2, 1. Oh, we made. Oh, I'm calling shenanigans on that one, but we'll give it to you, the Brandt. Yeah, we'll give it to you.
You told me I could make up words.
I wanted to stay away from that one because I knew I figured they were going to need that. Okay.
Yeah, the YouTubers are saying, hey, there's a delay. We're a little behind. Well, you just got to be quick. Okay, here are your clues. It's a game from 2019. 2019, right? Yeah, 2019. Here are your 3 clues. Mega Miniature, Terror, and Lovecraft. I think we did a pretty good job on this, right?
All right.
It's obvious to me.
I think we did a good.
I think we're killing it.
Oh, wow.
Oh, Olympian right there.
Olympian's right on it. Cthulhu, Death May Die. Olympian, throw out a number for us. Throw out a year, and we'll let you pick the year. Have you played Death May Die, the Brandt?
So I think it's basically exclusively the only Arkham Horror Cthulhu game I like. And it's phenomenal.
Really?
It's my favorite one. It's my favorite Arkham Horror style game.
So good. I mean, I like Arkham Horror, the card game, okay, but in general, I don't like those games, and this game is phenomenal.
Yep.
I've now played on that Mega Miniature twice. I've had the opportunity to play where he's actually the board.
Really?
We may have Evan joining. He's saying he thinks he's figured it out.
Oh, Evan!
Hey Evan!
I
figured it out. Okay.
I don't know if you've met Evan. Evan is designer of After the Empire from Gray Fox Games.
I think we've communicated because I played that game.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Part of our Chuck's gaming group. We'll see you this summer, I think, Evan.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be a blast.
Good deal.
All right, I got to do this again because it's coming up with 1974. Sorry about that, Olympian. So let me try it again here. All right.
You've been tracking what we're doing, Evan? You're all good to go on rules?
No, I was like rebooting computers and doing all kinds of stuff.
Give you a quick recap of what BJ's getting set. BJ's going to give us a name of a game for the 4 of us in private chat. If you look up to the right-hand side there, you should be able to see comments in private chat. He'll tell us that, and we're going to play just one. We have to type in our own clue in there, and whichever ones get duplicated, get eliminated, we'll share them with the chat and see if they can guess the game, what we're trying to get across.
Sounds good.
Hopefully he can click over to the private chat and see our game.
We have a new one?
From 2017.
Oh.
Board Game Material says, yeah, way behind there. Oh, sorry about that. We don't control the internet, but you just got to jump in as quick as you can. All right, so you see the game, Evan. Let's see. I need a clue for this one. And remember,
do I hit enter at the same time as everybody else?
Yeah, he'll count us down.
Okay.
Let me think.
I think I got mine.
I don't really have a good one.
Wait, do I type it in the private chat or
type it in the private chat?
Okay, yeah.
All right, 3, 2, 1. I have a terrible one. Mine is just terrible. Oh, okay. Here we go, chat crew. Good luck.
Okay.
Good luck with this one. You do have a clue. It's a game from 2017, and your 4 just one clues are Teeth, Goldblum, T-Rex, and Jurassic. Okay. They should be able to get this from 3 of those clues. One of the clues, and I'm not saying which one.
Nick said Wingspan.
Close. Yeah. Oh, look.
There it is.
Board Game of Tears. Knocking it
Board
out
Game
even
of
with
Tears.
the delay. Even with the delay.
Wingspan.
Teeth.
All right, Board Game of Tears. Throw out a year for us, and we will get to the next one. And Verla just missed it. Missed it by that much. So close.
I wonder if Mick had Wingspan just queued up, hoping.
Board Game of Tears said Twitch is so much faster than YouTube.
Oh, you changed over to
changed
maximize
over.
their chances.
Not bad at all. All right, throw out a year for us. And so, is that a game you played, Evan? Or anybody?
Dinosaur Island? I have not.
Me either.
I played it. Yep. I played it.
I,
I like the Roar and Write. No, not the Roar and Write. I like the Duelosaur Island the best. The 2-player version is by far my favorite of all the versions.
Right.
Well, I get accused of liking games. I'm very soft in my reviews. I did not like Dinosaur Island.
Oh, really?
I've played it 3 times.
Yeah.
And each time I go, okay, this time maybe I'm going to get it. It's for me, it's too long for what it does. I don't mind long games. In fact, I actually like the 2-hour Euro.
Yeah, me too.
But that one is.
I actually think the rounds are too clunky. Like you're playing all these phases, and that's the part that to me gets a little clunky.
Which is weird because in Marrakesh, right, it's 7 games mashed into one, but it's the way that Dinosaur Island presents the 4 separate games.
They're not waiting for multiple drafts.
Exactly. They're not congruous at all to me.
Yeah.
So Mick says Starley hates the hooligans. Yeah,
that is true.
I do like the coins though, because if it's late at night and you're worried about getting attacked or something like that, you can always use the coins to defend you. They're some of the biggest, chunkiest, heaviest coins. You do not need mace when you're walking around with those things.
I am a sucker for metal coins.
Dinosaurs are super susceptible to heavy coins.
Oh yeah, that's right.
why
If
they
you
put
get
them
hit by dinosaurs.
Yeah.
People think it was a meteor. People think it was a volcano. No, it was iron clays that killed the dinosaurs.
Heavy coins.
It was. All right, so they chose 2008.
Okay.
All right, so I might be wrong. Mick says he really likes it, so it's just not one I liked. All right. Oh, I know the one we're using right here. Oh yeah, here we go. Throwing it in there.
All right.
Oh. All right.
The game is from 2008. I think I've got mine.
Here's where we're going to have to standing apart on this one.
Can I turn 3 words into 1 word?
No.
Yeah.
No.
I think you're doing the same thing I'm doing, Brandt. I already have it. So, all right. Are we ready?
No.
No.
Wait. Oh, man.
I don't know.
Mick says he loves the iron clays. What is it, Mick, about just like the regular simple card game, but if you've got your poker chips, it's just better than those little cardboard chips, right? All right, 3, 2, 1. Oh yeah.
BJ.
Sometimes we play the game just for ourselves. That's what it is. Sometimes
You have to, because you're certainly not making it easy for others.
Do you know what mine is?
I totally know what yours is.
I know what yours is.
Okay, so your clues, chat crew. By the way, the Brandt, yours was mine, so I knew I was going to get.
I had to steer clear of that one too.
I was going to get bopped right away. All right, so here are your 4 clues, and it's up to you to guess which one is mine. Paleolithic, hut, agriculture, and pilots. Come on, that's a great one. Come on, Steve.
Is that Pontius Pilots?
Yeah, Pontius Pilots.
It's Pontius Pilates. He actually was really working on his core.
Mick says to Latham. Good choice.
There we go.
I think I'm going to declare Mick the winner. Second place goes to Verla, I think, right?
Hers was the next one I saw online, but they came right after. They were all getting it.
Man, Wayne was, split second behind. Look at that. Well, look, Mick was right there too. Stone Age. Yep, the Stone Age.
I almost put cup for that one, but if you couldn't say stinky cup,
yeah,
you could have sent people down the wrong.
All right, so who got that one right? That was...
I think I've got Verla. Verla said as soon as you said
is that BJ's famous Stinky Cup game?
It is.
Yes.
It is. No, it's a... 2008 is when it came out. So,
Yeah.
Evan, give us a number. Give us a number. What
Of a year?
Yep.
Yeah.
2012.
Ooh.
Solid.
By the way, 2012, a very good year for games.
Yes.
So,
Agreed.
let's see what we
The
got
sticky
here.
cup. I think the early editions just had a smelly cup, whatever the production was. But then
Right.
when they made the new editions, that was like a hallmark. So they made a variety. You could get it in various stinky flavors.
Who was it in our show a couple of weeks ago? Didn't believe us about the stinky cup.
Yeah.
I've
Who
never
were we
played this
talking
in. I've never played this in person, so
I have only played it online too.
Yeah, I have yet to.
Yeah.
I think
It's
I played
not
with
making me miss it.
Wait, the online one doesn't smell?
No. You have to
Steve,
scratch and sniff your screen.
Steve. I think I played with you and Beth Sobel,
Ooh.
right? Online. Stone Age.
Stone Age?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Didn't she do a teach for us? It had been
May have
years
been.
since I played. So
May have been.
all right, so I do have it in there. It's a 2012 game.
Okay.
I gotta think of
Correct.
something.
Ooh,
Nobody else is gonna say this, and if you do, well, then I guess I'll be wrong.
Okay, I've got it. I've got my clue, and I'm going to predict, Evan, it's impossible for you and I to match on this one. This is
Okay,
impossible.
perfect.
There's no way you had this. Everybody got it?
Yeah.
Okay.
3,
Stinky cups on
2,
3.
1. There's our clues.
Good.
We're good. All right, we got 4. Oh, Chat Krewe, man, we're on it tonight.
EJ, come on, man.
Did you get it?
Yeah, I get it. Getting it doesn't mean I like it.
All right. Nick says it'll never leave his collection. Good. Stone Age. I actually don't own it though. I'd like to get a copy at some point. All right, here are your 4 clues. 3 normal clues and a Cylon, apparently.
God.
Skullduggery. That's getting close to. Okay, I'll give you that one. Skullduggery.
I almost said the exact same thing. I like it.
Skullduggery, Beholder, Cubes, and Down. Down is clearly the best clue out of the 4. Let's see what we got. Do you get that one or not, the Brandt? Down?
Oh, I got it.
Okay.
I got it.
Yeah.
See, I think it's my clue that's giving them these easy. Look how
Yeah,
quick
I'm
they're
going to vote
getting it.
no on that.
There it is.
What's that?
I'm voting no.
All right, so we got. Oh, it looks like Wayne got it right. Lords of Waterdeep.
Well,
Wayne
Nick
is
had
Morton?
any game from 2012.
Oh, that's his
Damn.
answer. Yeah,
Nailed it.
Mm.
Nailed it.
Okay, we'll give Mick first place, but second place and the one that wins is Lords of Waterdeep from Wayne. Yeah,
Is that Wayne? Okay, cool.
got it right before. Because I do you guys see that on your screen or you don't get all the comments? You don't get all the
I'm
comments?
seeing it on the screen, and it seemed like Mortex. Is that Wayne?
Yeah, that's Wayne.
Was
Yeah.
the first one to pop.
Wayne, throw out a year for us. How are the standings, by the way? It seems like it's pretty split.
I think Verla's the only one who's got a duplicate so far. Yeah,
Oh,
someone's got to
ooh.
tie Verla.
We
And BJ,
stumped
you're
the
lucky
Board
people
Game
didn't go with Bunny Kingdom on that one.
We... Okay, you did get it then.
Yeah, of course I got it.
Board Game of Tears. Lords of Waterdeep down. Lords of Waterdeep down. Come on. Did you get that one, by the way, Evan? The Lords of Waterdeep down? Was that one?
I didn't until you just said it like that.
Okay. Ever the Cylon, Evan. Ever the Cylon.
Yes.
All right.
Even when we're not playing BSG.
I never
Even-
read the book.
Oh, good book.
Oh, we've got some good ones here.
What was the year? I didn't hear the year.
2010. 2010. We've got
2010.
some,
Okay.
we've got some good ones, but I think I know the one we're going to pick. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Because this is totally random. Totally random, by the way.
Yeah, of course.
Did I say that out loud?
Yeah, a little bit.
All right, here we go. Oh, I can't type here. All right. You got time for one or two more, Brandt?
Sure, yeah.
Okay, I know you at school. So
Hopefully, I'm giving a clue for the correct game. I'm like, I think I played this one.
okay.
And just to clarify, I'm a teacher, not a student. The way
Yeah,
you
that's
said that. I know you have school in the morning. Can you stay up?
Can
Yeah.
you stay up late?
Oh,
Man, I don't even have a clue for this one. Oh
jeez.
man. Okay.
Oh, j-
He's
Don't
gonna
even
hate
pretend
this
like you were thinking about it. You picked the one that you wanted to that has the goofy clue that you want to say.
one. I did. Totally did. All right, are we ready?
Yeah.
not yet. I got to write it down. I got to write it down in our.
Grant, I forgot how much fun we have with this just one. Hey, we used to play this. We used to play it as just one medium. We would give 2 clues, and you had to think of the medium in between it, and then all of us would have that in private, and we'd eliminate the clues to try to get people to guess what. Oh, it was too complicated. This is a little bit streamlined. All right, 3, 2, 1. I like it. Okay. We're given 4 great 3 good clues and 1 fantastic clue. We've got sci-fi, dice, colony, and journey from a game from 2010. 2010.
This one might be tougher.
Oh, that's a good point. Watch the movie and play Lords of Waterdeep after that.
Movie.
Has anybody seen the movie yet?
Okay.
Not yet.
Didn't see it.
I want to see it.
I heard it exceeded expectations.
I heard the same. Yeah.
Steve, have we stumped the chat crew?
This is going to be tough because
it's very quiet.
Beyond the Sun is more new. We've got to go. Got to go back.
Actually, I'm going to give Beyond the Sun. I'm going to give that the win. But we're playing for second place right now.
What if they said? What if they said Toledo?
Tie? Tie?
When does that expansion come out for Beyond the Sun? It's soon, right?
You can actually get it now. Get it now. Yeah, I'm hearing some people are getting it out in the wild. So
nice.
All right. I'm gonna have to look for it.
I'd
be so mad if it was in my store and I didn't see it.
We've got Firefly. We've got Terraforming
Nick going back to the well.
Wow, did we stump them?
Maybe. Was I wrong?
So tough one because I'm not even sure if my clue was any good. I haven't played the game. I think I know what the game is, but
I almost said authors. I didn't know if that would help, but it doesn't sound like it.
Quantum is a good choice. A good game.
Ooh, wow, that's a deep dive.
So what if we had said Kickstarter? Would that have been the clue that may have?
Am I thinking of the wrong game here?
It's got dice in it for sure.
Okay.
Wow. No, we stumped them. No,
you got to go back. Everybody, that's too recent. Quantum is the furthest one back. You got to go back. Oh, that's close.
Board Game to Tears is on the track there.
Oh no, yeah, this is the game I was thinking of. Okay,
2010.
And
I mean, it's right there.
Rocket ship.
It's right there. It's right behind me. That's why I picked it.
Is that a newer copy?
It is right behind you.
That's the 10th edition.
Yeah.
It's the 10th anniversary edition. So we don't have it. I don't think anybody's got it. So I'm kind of blocking the name. Any other clues to give them? Because I think we're stuck here.
Someone who knows it better than me would have to give one. There it is. Nick's got it.
Nick.
Nicely done, Nick.
A clue other than pointing to the box behind
the visual clue, right? It's a visual show. All right, Nick, give us a year. This is our last one. Let's do this as the last one, the big one.
All right.
This one is going to be worth 100 points.
Yep.
And your clue has to be spelled backwards.
Yep.
Wayne was close.
Because you can't say that.
Wayne, you got to be honest. Did you get it from the box or us discussing it? Or was the Kickstarter the thing? Because, it was the first Kickstarter I remember. There may have been Kickstarters before then. It was kind of that first big one that came out, right, Grant?
Yeah.
2010 was kind of when Kickstarter started, right?
Yeah.
I remember somebody telling me they got off a Kickstarter, and I was like, excuse me? Where is that?
Yeah. Who are they?
Kickstarter, Connecticut?
I've been there. It's a nice town.
Wayne said first big Kickstarter. That's what tipped him off. Mick said it was the Dice and Colony clues. No one is saying Journey. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Mick says 2022, a great year in gaming.
Oh, wow.
2022. I can't remember that year.
Okay. We talked about it.
Takes me back.
Let's see. Because we're completely doing this random here. Okay.
Sure.
Totally random. Are we ready?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. You think?
I haven't played this one.
I haven't played this one either.
Should I go with
Probably can't just name the designer, right?
Yeah, you could. No,
probably cheating.
That's fair game.
We did do that with a publisher before.
Do y'all want a different one, or y'all okay with this one?
I'm okay with it, but I don't know if my clue's going to be fantastic.
That makes it even better. It's 100 points, right?
Okay, it's for 100 points. I haven't played it.
I'm actually stumped right now. Oh, you know what? I've got one. I think this would not be a shock to anybody that sees this one, so this will be good. I'll play it straight for once.
Oh, then I will play it silly with a heavily hyphenated word.
Yes, I like it. All right, 3.
Okay, hold on. I gotta touch.
Back to 3, 4, 5, 4, 3.
What are we going to?
Pie. When he says pie, we enter.
Bye.
Are we ready?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Oh, nice. I completely approve.
Solid.
I completely approve. Solid. Nice and done. Okay, here we go.
I like it.
The year is 2022. So think back, think back to the year 2022. I know it was a long time ago. Here are your 4 clues.
I had 4 more strands of hair.
Right. Hurricane, Lacerda, clouds, and Rage Against the. That's all you get. I mean, these are real. I don't know how they're going to get it from those 4 clues. It's impossible.
Oh, come on.
No, board game to tears. Jumping
It didn't even take us. I don't even think I finished the 4 clues before they were typing in. It is Weather Machine, and Verla's there. And yeah,
way back in the year 2022.
Way back.
I met Tom Morello at the New York City Museum of Natural History. He was just there.
Very cool.
Weather Machine.
This is bringing me back to my Lollapalooza days. BJ had Stone Temple Pilots with Rage Against the Machine.
Journey?
No.
I don't think they made it to Lollapalooza.
Yeah.
Next time, watch it on Twitch, she says. Yep, that's how you win. No? So who's our winner tonight, Steve?
Well, with the big bonus of the 100-point final clue, Board Game to Tears finally just climbs over and steps to the top of the table over Verla.
Congratulations. As per the arrangement, the brand is going to send you $1,000 worth of free games from Portal. Let's
do it.
You have to pay for the shipping and the cost of the game.
And the cost of the game, right. I will just send them.
Yeah, I didn't say they would send them for free. I was just saying they'll send it to you. You just have to pay for them and the shipping. So as long as you do that, just make arrangements with them.
Well done. Nice win.
No, it's a great year of gaming. 2022 was actually a fantastic year of gaming. All right, that's our board game Just One with a little twist, board game style. Thank you guys for playing it.
Thanks for jumping in too, Evan.
Yeah, of course. Sorry, it took me some time, and good to see you again, Brandt. I was like, oh wait, I do remember you. So I do remember you.
Right Brain Rollers podcast, Evan. Make sure you subscribe and listen. They got an episode dropping tomorrow.
Links posted earlier.
Step Into the Portal is my YouTube channel where I stream live.
All right, Evan, I'll send you back to the green room.
Yes.
All right. Man, Brandt, that was fun, man. So glad we got to finally get you on the show. I've been on your show, but you never been on mine. So this is actually pretty fun, man. We did the review of Caritos. Is that what it was?
Oh my gosh.
Caritos?
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Back a little bit and trying to remember. Yeah.
How can people reach you if they want to locate you or the podcast? Tell them how to find you, Brandt.
Yeah, I mean, the easiest thing to do, I guess, is to email us at rightbrainrollers@gmail.com. You can also check out the channel, subscribe to Step Into the Portal if you want to see. There's a lot of Marvel Champions plays, but I play a lot of games, including After the Empire was streamed on there. And you can find me on Facebook and various groups and things like that. And
you'll be at a couple of conventions, not this year. No. Are you going to be?
I will be at Gen Con this year, working the Cephalofair booth, so people can find me there, helping out with Cephalofair. I'll be at PAX Unplugged, probably not working at any booth, probably just around. And those are the 2 conventions I plan to make it. Oh, I'm also going to be at the Level Up convention, which is a brand new convention happening in Stamford, Connecticut.
Oh, I heard you talk about that on your podcast.
Yep.
That's the one that
I will be at that one.
Yeah, you and Eric were talking about that. So Olympian says
that's just up the road from us.
We'll stop by and say hi at Gen Con. You'll be at the Dice Tower at the Dice Tower booth at Gen Con?
Cephalofair.
That's right. Okay.
I'll also be at the Dice Tower Awards, so people can find me there.
All right, board gamers, that's it for another episode of Gumbo Live. Make sure to like our Facebook page, facebook.com/BoardGameGumbo, or you can do the YouTube or Twitch channels. That way you can always find out about what our next show coming up. And in fact, in 2 weeks, we will have my buddies from the Board Boys podcast. First time they've been on the show also. That should be a lot of fun. I'm not sure who's going to be on there. I know Rob will be there, maybe Cam, maybe Jake, maybe Tim. We'll see who's going to be there, but it should be a lot of fun. The Board Boys podcast. Reminder, catch us on Twitch on the opposite Tuesdays. That's twitch.tv Board Game Gumbo, twitch.tv/Board Game Gumbo, where we play your games live on Twitch Tuesdays in the Gumbo Pot. I'm BJ from Board Game Gumbo, and for the Brandt, for Evan, and for Steve, until next time, laissez le bon temps rouler.